Hello everyone, welcome to KFCS, one of your favorite channel. Yesterday we have a good discussion about Indian team selection, especially R. Ashwin, and then we celebrate on and the moments of Akash Chopra that we all like his commentary, everything we have talked about. But today is very special video. I hope everyone will like it. Those who watch this video today, we have a great discussion with Rahul Iyer about existence of Test ODI and T20. Test ODI and T20 has their own significance, but some viewers thinking that ODI will die one day, Test will die one day. But we all knows in the absence of all the three format, cricket has no life. So for betterment of cricket, we need all the three formats. So all the three formats is better, and we get some quality players also. So Rahul, first of all, I want to know views about you. What is your favorite format out of three? Which you like more?
That's a good question. To be frank, I would say one day cricket, ODI cricket, because it gives the best of both worlds, in my opinion. If you look at, you have to understand all the three formats. I would broadly say Test cricket is a bowler's format because in Test cricket you play in bowling mostly in bowling friendly conditions where the batsmen have to adapt and most of the time prevent the bowlers from getting wickets while accumulating runs at a very steady in a very patient manner. They have to accumulate their runs and prevent the bowlers from getting wickets. T20 is the other extreme. You get batting friendly wickets and the bowlers have to prevent the batsmen from scoring runs quickly. They're trying, and more often than not, you have bowlers trying to prevent batsmen from scoring runs quickly rather than trying to take wickets. Even the wicket taking bowlers will have in their mind that they should not give too many runs away. And of course, batsmen try to score runs in Test cricket, but they try not to give their wicket away. They try to keep the bowlers from getting wickets. In one day cricket, you get a variety of conditions, and both roles have to happen. You have to be very versatile to play one day cricket. You have to know when to attack and when to defend. Be it a batsman or a bowler, you have to know when to attack and when to defend. So both attack and defense aspects come into one day cricket. In my opinion, it gives the best of both worlds because it tests all the skills of a player, plus it gives a result within one day, like a match in any other sport.
Yes, but if you ask me what is your favorite format, actually I like test match. Why? Because I think in test match you get two chances to bat. Actually, you got two chances to bat, and you have so many chances to know about pitch also. Because suppose if you got out in first innings in very low score, then do you think that yeah, in this pitch we can play like this? Then suddenly we see some players, those who come back in second innings and make a bigger impact. Then what happens? Then we don't see the less score of the first inning. We see the impactable score that this player made an impact, and finally the team won the match by only two sessions. Sometimes it happens only 2 hours you complete the match. In four, we see this type of condition every time in the test match. Suppose if there is a match between India and England, and England dominates 3 days, but what happens? India suddenly come back in two sessions. That suddenly changed the game, and India won it. So this type of magic I like, and I think test is here one of the basic. Each and every player must want to be a test cricketer of his country. He always proud to be. Rahul, if you ask any cricketer, all the cricketer will say that my father will be very happy if we see him, if we see me playing a test cricket rather than ODIs and T20s.
Mm. Yeah, that is very true. Test cricket is the most traditional format. I guess Kunal has basically said ODIs and T20 is like Zindagi na milegi do bara.
Yeah,
Like, yes. But anyway, yeah, no, jokes apart, Test cricket is the most traditional format. I definitely love Test cricket. I actually love all the three formats of cricket, if you want me to be very honest. But ODI is my favorite, followed by Test match as well, because a test match, it's like what to say, it's like reading a nice book, a long
Yes.
book. There are lots of ebbs and flows to the story, and then there's the final climax on day 5. So
Yes.
there are nice ebbs and flows which you won't get in a T20 match. uh,
And actually, if anyone wants to start a career in a cricket, first test match is very important for him. If you watch test match, you see the change of the nature of pitch each and every day and how players are responding, especially. That is also really important. Uh, Suppose in day one there is overcast condition, then suddenly sunlight came, pitch become dry, then suddenly batsmen come into play, then suddenly spinners come into play after day three, day four, day five. So this type of climax, like this is like a movie. Test match looks like a movie. We
yes,
don't know till
absolutely.
till the end. We don't know what will be the result till the end of 5 days.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with this.
So let's start the discussion from test match. People are saying that there is no existence of test match, but test match is our basic cricket. Actually, when the cricket was started before World Cup, I think started at 1979, I guess, right? 1979 or 1975, I guess. 1975 first World Cup was played. 1979 and 1983 when India won it. Actually, Indians know what the cricket is. Cricket is an emotion, and actually, from there we got a test match. That how we can play the test match. So from basic starting from test match, how test match has suddenly changed, Rahul. If we say today, England introduced a name called baseball. Through baseball, what is happening now that scoring 300, 400 runs becomes slightly easy. If a team score 300, 400 runs in a present day, they said that 50% won a game they have won because opponent not be able to make 300 runs. Maybe they have to play two innings to complete that. Sometime that they may not be complete. So 350 and 400 runs is really means competitive total. But when it comes to traditional cricket, at the time of Sehwag, Lakshman, Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, at that time 500 is very less score because everyone goes on scoring for test match. And in fact, I remember one match where India scored 600 runs and Sri Lanka made 952 runs. Sri Lanka made 952. Well, that result was draw, but there was some impact of this test players. But what we see in modern cricket, Rahul, that 350 is becoming very challenging. How this change came, Rahul?
I think the change came in the fact that batsmen are used to T20. They're not used to really staying on the crease right now as they were before. But
But one thing also
at the
there,
same time, yeah, at the same time, the baseball approach, it has again made these targets chaseable because baseball is all about keeping the scoreboard moving
yes,
at a decent pace. Not necessarily. I mean, a lot of people are under the misconception that baseball is about just hitting boundaries, smashing boundaries, but that's not the case. If you looked very closely at the baseball approach being implemented over the last year or so, you'd see that England, they also um, pushed a lot of singles and doubles as well, hitting along the ground as well. And they did not leave many balls. That's really the change in England's approach. They've been able to rotate strike well, push the ones and twos, apart from hitting the boundaries. So, and another thing is pursuing victories. I feel one good thing that ODI and T20 has given to the test cricket is producing of results, because especially in the modern world, nobody wants to sit for 5 days watching a match only to see players shaking hands and saying and accepting a draw. People want to see results in this day and age. The modern day fans, that's what the modern day fans want. So I feel while test cricket is a traditional format, it also has to be it also has to evolve in order to be relevant in a modern era.
yes. For that, a World Test Championship has been introduced so that
Yes,
everyone.
absolutely. Yes, I feel the World Test Championship has been good for Test cricket. It has actually, I feel, I mean, I don't really have specific data or numbers to back this up, but uh, from my perception, I feel it has improved interest in the test format a bit.
But Rahul, when we say that present era, they are introducing the baseball, but we don't see the scores like, suppose if I pick a player named Virender Sehwag, he has three triple hundreds, right? So till age, what we see, Virat Kohli has no single triple hundred. But a modern player, they are saying that they are playing like a modern day cricket. They like T20. So what was the specialty in previous players? They are making 200, 250 hurriedly. Virendra Sehwag making 10, 11 times 250 runs, 3 times 300 runs. Don't you think that was also the baseball type of cricket? Or the modern cricket is better?
Certainly, that was, you could say, baseball type of cricket. Of course, that type of cricket did not have any title like baseball. It was not given any kind of title, but that was aggressive cricket. But players like Virender Sehwag were very rare in those days.
Yes.
Uh, and but to be honest, if Virender Sehwag plays in this era, he will look like an ODI or a Test cricketer. To be frank, but because Virender Sehwag played in the era of Sachin, Dravid, and all that, he looked like a T20 player.
Yes.
Because not many had the attitude that they would hit the first. Not many openers had the attitude of hitting the first ball for a four, or
Yes.
hitting, let alone hitting it for a six. But Sehwag said that if he believes he can hit the first ball for a six, he will uh, do it. So Sehwag was an exception in his era when it came to aggressive batting in Test cricket. He's not your classical Test match batsman. So yeah, he would have fit the baseball approach very well. Thing is, now it's catching on because England somehow marketed this approach very well, and gave it a title called baseball. Unfortunately, in previous eras, only one or two batsmen will play like that. In England team now, you have every batsman trying to follow the baseball approach. Who would think that Joe Root in a Test match will try to do reverse sweep for a six?
Yes.
It's kind of unusual. We wouldn't have heard of that. But I had a negative view of baseball before the Ashes series. But having seen how it's worked in the Ashes series, even in difficult conditions, I believe that baseball can work. It has a future and won't disrupt the playing conditions too much, because England, to their credit, in the third test at Leeds, when they're chasing 250 on that particular pitch, looked challenging, but they managed to do it. And I think that's thanks to the baseball approach, because if England followed the classical test match approach and tried to chase that 250 target, they would have lost. Uh,
Yes, and
so so baseball actually, it helps on difficult wickets to bat on. I would say it can help because on tough pitches to bat on, when you know you're going to lose, you're likely to lose wickets quickly. Then you need to have runs to show for that, and you need to make the most of the period where you don't lose wickets and try to score as many runs as possible. So this is a concept under which baseball approach has been designed. In previous eras, no team had a specific game plan to play in an attacking way with regards to batting. Maybe the attacking was with regards to bowling, like trying to pick up wickets quickly, set attacking fields. But nobody had an approach like in the Virender Sehwag era. Sehwag was the only batsman playing aggressively, and maybe sometimes Gautam Gambhir, Rahul Dravid, Tendulkar, VVS
I
Lakshman
think
did not
there was
play
an
like
era
Sehwag.
where Inzamam ul Haq, Sanat Jasuria, Jayawardene, these are the players who made 300 runs. Of course, Brian Lara, but that match has no significance as there is no result. Actually, Brian Lara took almost 2.5 days to make 400 runs. That was another thinking, but I will say that. Can you expect Rahul, a present modern day cricketers, can beat the 400 score? You know the baseball type of
I
approach we
think
see from
no.
England.
I think no. I mean, whether they're capable or not is another thing. Okay, it's even in terms of capability, I will say no. It's very unlikely that record is going to be broken. But even realistically speaking, no team captain is going to let their player go till 400 in order to declare an innings. Even if a player is playing so well where they can break that record, they will declare before that, because modern day captains, for them the team result is more important than the individual milestone of
Yes.
trying to break 400 record. If a player tries to score 400, the chances are the team is going to draw the match. They won't have time to press for a win. And in fact, if you heard Ben Stokes talk about this baseball approach, he even said that if even if everyone scores a quick 40 or 50, that is enough for me. So they're not even thinking about scoring
Milestone.
centuries. Yeah, it's not about the milestone. Really, it is about the approach and scoring runs quickly in a way that you can put runs on the board, you can declare and put pressure on the opponents, try to win games.
Actually, there was one chance for Sehwag when Sehwag was played at 319 in Chennai Test, and the time was only one day and one session was there only. I think that was the time where Sehwag can make a good record, but that was really unfortunate. That was a good ball from a South African bowler. I think that was Dale Steyn maybe who picked the wicket of Sehwag at 319. At that time, I thought that might be Brian Lara record will be broken because there was only one day and one session game was happened when Sehwag was playing at 390. So that was the time I thought. But it's
Yes, of
okay.
course. In that case, the context was a little bit different because South Africa, they scored I think 540 in the first innings.
Yes.
So India was still behind in the match when Sehwag scored that 300. So there was no question of declaring the innings. So in that case, yeah, you could say 400 is on the cards. Maybe in that kind of a situation, a team captain will the batsman go on to score 400. Or if, let's say, our team is chasing 900 in the fourth innings. Okay, just
Yeah.
a hypothetical scenario. They're chasing 900 in the fourth innings. Somebody hits a 400, 350. They're not the captain. Of course, he's not going to declare fourth innings run chase. Maybe then a batsman can score 400, but it's not realistic. To be frank, to expect some modern day batsmen to break the 400 record, and I don't think they will be thinking about it. They'll be putting the team result before their individual milestone.
Yes. What actually? Why? What I observe in our Test cricket. Actually, I see all the three formats in it. Three Test cricket: Test, ODI, and T20. In what ways? Suppose Rahul. That there is for batsman and batsman is just playing like Pujara. Okay, so Pujara is another example of test match. But when we have to score means we are getting a score of three session, we have to chase a target of 385 runs. Suppose we have to make 385 and three sessions. That happens also in Gaba test. We see how 300 plus runs were scored and by the help of Rishabh Pant, how Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill were played. That is example. Gaba Test is the example of ODI type of playing. If you play like ODI in Test match, you can feel it in a Test match that it can be played in ODI. Now, how it comes to T20? Suppose in one session you have to score 300 runs. Then how you will play? In one session, max to max, you get 330 overs. Sometimes you get 27. So Rahul, I think this is a 2020 mode. You have to score
You would
300.
have to you would have to go in 2020 mode to win such a match, but I don't think any team is going to. Let's. I mean, if we think logically, to be frank, let's say a team is chasing a target on day five, and they're not going to leave themselves 300 to chase in the final session of the match. And
Yeah.
let's say there's a team batting and trying to set a target. uh, they're not going to bat till the final session of the match and set a target of 300, because they also need time to take 10 wickets.
Yes.
Because unlike in T20 cricket, just containing the runs and preventing the other team from scoring the runs is not enough to win the match. You need to take all 10 wickets.
Yes.
So uh, to take 10 wickets, obviously you need more than one session. So 300 is more of a target you would set in one day rather than in one session. The time when it shifts to T20 mode, maybe the example could be 200 runs in one session. Maybe
Yeah,
a team might go after that. But if you 300 in one session, I don't think. First of all, I
that's
don't think
10 runs
anyone
and
will
over.
leave it to 10 runs and all. I don't. First of all, think anyone will leave it to that kind of a situation.
Yeah,
That might happen if maybe one team is in fact not even if even if one team is playing for a draw that and they get bowled out with one session to spare. That's not going to happen. I don't think such a scenario will even occur. Speaking of all three formats in one format, I actually feel that way about ODI cricket, because in ODI cricket, what happens first few overs, you have to prevent loss of wickets. First phase is like maybe overs 1 to 10, you're preventing the loss of wickets. Then overs 11 to 40 is about like rotating the strike, keeping the scoreboard ticking without taking too much risk. And then overs 41 to 50 is when you play T20 mode. um, so there's Test ODI and T20 in ODI cricket, I feel.
yes. Now let's come to ODI cricket. Everyone is saying, even Abhinav is saying also, if Abhinav will come, I will definitely ask him why he is saying that one day will die one day. I don't think one day will die one day will grow one day. I know it very well. Is this a right statement, Rahul? One day will grow one day.
So it's hard to tell, but I don't think ICC will be very quick to scrap any format just like that.
Yes, but
Because
now it comes to ODI. What is the difference, Rahul? I think ODI is one of the interesting. It is between Test and T20, 50 overs
yes,
game.
it is the best of both Test and T20, in my opinion. A 50 overs game sounds very fair to me. But I will say that if you scrap one day cricket, it won't be long before Test cricket also gets scrapped. So, one day cricket is what is keeping cricket as a three format sport. If you scrap one day cricket, there will soon be no Test match cricket and you'll have only T20. They might start promoting T10 cricket also, which will be what to say, at least T20 cricket is still, you could say, somewhat cricket. T10 cricket will be nonsense,
Yes, of course.
to be very honest. So I think one day cricket is a very important part of cricket, in my opinion. The biggest event in cricket right now, the most prestigious one, is the one that's coming up in October, which is the 50 over World Cup. That is still the most prestigious event in cricket, if you ask me, because it requires both Test and T20 skills. Yeah, T20 only requires T20 skills. There's no question of even now playing ODI style cricket in T20 cricket.
Actually, Rahul, what is happening that ICC is not able to manage all the three formats. What we have seen in their program, there is very less ODI in present days. They are making very less schedule of ODIs. You see how many ODIs have India played this year, and out of this, how many Rohit have played for India? This is also the question. When we see the World Cup team, I have not got such confidence. What we have confident at that time of MS Dhoni. I'm not confident like that time, like 2011, that yes, MS Dhoni is our captain. We can win it for Sachin Tendulkar. Can you say, Rahul, today, this time, that yes, Rohit is our captain, we can win it? Can you say?
No, I definitely cannot, but that's okay. A little bit sidetracking to this discussion, because
Yes,
Rohit not playing ODI cricket, that's only the. For that, you have to question BCCI. If we're talking about the future one day cricket altogether, you have to question the ICC. As a matter of
yes.
fact, actually, ODI cricket is going to be played more during the next cycle in 2023 to 2027 than 2019 to 2023. Also, the other thing you have to factor in is that between the last World Cup and this World Cup, there was a COVID-19 pandemic. So 1 year, 1.5 years was completely disrupted because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So not many ODIs could be played. Even a lot of ODIs that were scheduled could not be played. They got abandoned. So that has to be taken into consideration when we talk about ODI cricket. Having said that, I think it's not about how many ODIs are played, in my opinion. I feel the right answer is, are the ODIs that are played, do they hold significance? I think that's a more important question to ask, because, frankly speaking, playing less ODIs which have more significance is better for the ODI game than playing lots of ODIs with little significance except for influencing the rankings. Uh,
Yes.
this World Cup Super League, which was introduced for the 2023 World Cup qualification, was an excellent idea because it gave a path to qualification, a fair path to qualification for all the teams, or all the ODI playing nations. There was a fair path to qualification with promotion and relegation also involved. So, but unfortunately, the ICC decided to discontinue this idea for some reason. Even if the next World Cup is going to be expanded to 14 teams, you can still carry out this plan. You can, instead of you can have the same 8 teams qualify from the World Cup Super League, and then 6 other teams make it through qualifying rounds and get into the World Cup. They could have done this. So, frankly speaking, and at the time that the World Cup Super League was scrapped, that it was not even given a fair trial. Many teams had barely even completed their fixtures uh,
Yes.
when this tournament was scrapped. Another aspect is, if you're looking to grow the game, the one day game, this is not a good move, because lots of associate nations now will have a tougher path to qualify for the World Cup. So this move has been made just to protect test playing nations from not qualifying for the World Cup, because there are 12 test playing nations right now, and with a 10-team ODI World Cup, two test playing nations are guaranteed to miss out. Thanks to Netherlands qualifying for the World Cup, three test playing nations have missed out on the World Cup this time. West Indies, Zimbabwe, and Ireland. These three test playing nations have missed out on the ODI World Cup. So, uh, part of the reason for expanding the World Cup from 10 to 14 next time is to appease the 12 test playing nations and give them a chance to qualify. So, technically speaking, out of the 14 World Cup slots for the next one, we already know who 12 of the teams are going to be. And then, so this leaves a limited opportunity for the associate nations to be a part of the World Cup. So, this is a problem when you don't have a fair qualifying system for teams like the FIFA World Cup has in football. ODI cricket is not going to grow in this way, and having irrelevant bilaterals over the next cycle, which only count for rankings, is not going to grow the game. And as a matter of fact, using the rankings to qualify for the World Cup is not a very good strategy, because most teams will choose what fixtures will calculate. They'll choose what fixtures they need to play in order to finish in the top 8 and make it into the World Cup. So you're giving the test nations a chance to basically schedule their way into the World Cup. So these are some problems with the ODI cricket, in my opinion, that's not making it interesting for viewing. Of course, I also have another idea which could help grow ODI cricket, which is a few changes I would suggest. Perhaps split the 50 over match into various intervals. Uh, so maybe make it each team bat two halves of their innings separately. Like, you can have, let's say, India's playing Pakistan and India's batting first. Instead of India batting all 50 overs together, India bats 25 overs, Pakistan bats 25 overs. And then whoever is leading at the end of 25 overs, they can choose whether to bat or bowl again, just to make it an interesting variation. So I feel this is one way you can make a 50 over match interesting to watch. And of course, when you resume the second block of 25 overs, you resume on the same score itself. But if you have a few breaks in between, in play in between, then it makes for easier watching, because it's much harder to watch one whole innings of 50 overs all together for 3 hours and 45 minutes put together. This is a feedback I've been seeing on many social media groups, and it's a legitimate discussion. Whereas in Test cricket, you only see 2 hours at a time, and then there's a break
Yes.
um, for 2 hours in each of three sessions, and then there's a break. So maybe you can make ODI cricket four sessions with 25 overs each, and with some variations like this. That's one suggestion. Another thing I would do is perhaps scrap bilateral series in one day cricket, because the more nations that you're bringing into the fold in one day cricket, if you have bilaterals, you won't have time for everyone to play each other. So I think you need to do away with bilaterals, but instead have a thing like have 20 of the top ranked ODI sides play for qualification, maybe for 8 World Cup spots. So they can play round robin home and away over 4 years. And so basically, each team will get 38 ODIs over 4 years. Another thing I would introduce is multilateral competitions.
Yes.
I think you need that in
Try
ODI
series.
cricket too, right? Not more than tri series. I will say this: like Asia has Asia Cup, right, for
Yes.
the ODI format. I would introduce a continental regional competition in each continent in order
Yeah.
to grow the game. This might seem silly for continents like Europe, where there's only England, Ireland, Netherlands, and Scotland who are well known cricketing nations. But if you have a continental competition over there, slowly other teams will also come into the fold and cricket will start growing there. So it's not really about who wins the competition as such, it's about growing the game. If you look at the Asia Cup, we've seen Bangladesh coming up in cricket, Afghanistan coming up, Nepal coming up. So similarly, if you have a continental competition for other regions, it'll go a long way into growing the sport. And in fact, these regional the more multilateral competitions you have outside the World Cup, more people watch cricket outside the World Cup. So that's something that needs to be addressed. So these are some of my ideas for maybe growing ODI cricket in the future.
Yes, one thing we can also do in the ODI. What we see, Rahul, in the previous, if we talk about before 2000 days, 1998, 1999, in fact, 2003-4 session, at that time, what we see at that time, 2003, 2004 era, uh, what was the rule in cricket that first 10 overs there will be a power play, and then there will be a power play between another 20, after 10 overs there will be a 30 overs power play. Then after that, what is happening? There is a something is given to batting team that you can take a batting power play anytime. At that time only two fielders will be outside the circle. That makes the cricket more interesting, that if the team want to chase it very early, if score is very big, they are taking batting power play just after 10 overs so that you get a momentum. But what is present, in present what we see, number of fielders are changing. Suddenly in first 10 overs there is only two fielders, in middle overs there is one more fielder coming out, and when it comes to 40 to 50, five fielders are outside the circle. That makes a little bit boring, 40 to 50, because what in previous what we see in ODI is everyone thinking that after 40 there will be a 5 overs batting power play. Sometimes teams what to do, they are just going to chase the target till 45, and they think that after last 5 over we will come and thrash the opponent. In last 5 overs we will take a batting power play, only two fielders outside the circle. That make the ODIs more competitive, actually, in terms of batting, in terms of chasing and bowling also. Then captain has something in mind. Yes, for last 5 overs I have to pick it. During power play, these bowlers will play. Another power play, if there is a normal power play, there is field restriction of uh, 2 3 players, then this type of bowler will play. But what we see in modern, they all know that first 10 overs there will be no change. Same two players will be out. In middle, you can it is only players out of the circle, and 40 to 50 we can restrict a team. Sometime what we see, a team which is in a better condition between 10 to 40, they got all out before 50 overs. What is this happening? Because in 40 to 50 you have added a more fielder outside the circle. That makes little bit boring for ODI cricket. I think taking power play, batting power play was really, I like it. What about ODI cricket, batting power play?
Yeah, batting power play was a very interesting decision in ODI cricket. Of course, right now I think there are three power plays. One from the first 10 overs, then overs 11 to 20 a second power play, and then last 10 overs a third power play. I think that's what the pattern
Initially,
is right now.
yeah,
Yes.
initially. But as of
I
now,
think
what is
even now
happening?
that yeah, I think even now that is the case. I mean, from what I've seen, but the problem with the batting power play is it became a little too predictable, in my opinion, because most of the players they'll want if you're a batting team, you'll want the power play in the last 5 overs
Yes,
of the match because gives
but
you an
you can take
advantage in the
any
death
time.
overs.
At that time was there, you can
Yeah, you
take it
can.
any time. That was
Yes.
a good thing.
Yeah, that did make things unpredictable. But most batting teams' choice was to choose it in the last 10 overs in any
Yeah.
period because
Yes.
they felt like that's where they, especially batting first, they felt like that's where they should accelerate. During a chase, it might be a little bit unpredictable, but when batting first, it's a little bit predictable. So that was disadvantage of batting power play.
Yes, of course. So this is a type of discussion for ODI. I don't think there is much discussion for T20, but yes, we have to talk about T20 also, because T20 people is saying that T20 is very fast in modern day cricket. This has become very fast. Do you think
I have
T20?
one more thought on ODI cricket actually.
Yeah.
Speaking, I feel flat. Now, I want to talk about the pitches in ODI cricket. Nowadays in ODI cricket, we're seeing lots of flat wickets which are designed to make teams score 350 to 400.
Yes.
Mm, these wickets are actually not what to say, making the game more interesting. It's actually making it too predictable, and uh, these rule changes were made to favor the batsman because the idea is that more runs means there'll be more interest in the game. But for if you look at the people who love ODI cricket, they love ODI cricket for the contest between bat and ball. So one, you're driving away the traditionalists or the purists from ODI cricket by making it too batting friendly, and you're not really attracting too many new fans to the ODI game because uh, uh, people who don't like ODI cricket, they're not likely to suddenly watch ODI cricket just because more runs are scored. For them, ODI cricket is a long 7 to 8 hour game, which is boring. That's the only way they see ODI cricket. Which is why I said you need to split the innings into two blocks of 25 overs each to create some interest and have some breaks in the game.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
but
Now,
you need to have a contest between bat and ball because that's what ODI cricket is. It's a bridge between Test and T20 cricket. You can't make it like T20, then it'll there won't be a difference, a uniqueness to ODI cricket.
yeah, but now when it comes to T20, people is saying that this is a good invention of modern day cricket. You get a result within a spare time of 3 hours. But Rahul, do you think this is a T20 is the right criteria to judge a player that he can be a good cricketer in future? Actually, I don't think that T20 is the right skill, because in T20, what do you have to do? If you are very aggressive player, you can score more and more runs. But if you have taking time, then the player with less strike rate ignored, player with less average ignored. If a player makes 30 runs, suppose in 9 ball 30 runs, and a player making 40 ball 50 runs, then what they will do? They will say that 9 ball 30 runs is really important. uh, 50 doesn't matter for us, matter is our strike rate. So if you focus in the strike rate, I don't think you can judge a player that he can be a good cricketer.
To be frank, there is a player like that. You can say they're a good T20 cricketer. For the purpose of T20 cricket, the 30 of 9 balls is more valuable to me than 50 or 40 balls. T20 requires a totally different set of skills, in my opinion, because batsmen have to look to score runs quickly. It's not about putting a price on your wicket. You have to worry a little less about protecting your wickets. But T20 only involves ability to hit the ball and find boundaries. It's not too much about like trying to stay at the crease. It doesn't involve what to say, the whole skill set of a batsman as we define it as traditionalists. So T20 is a different thing, but it also has the advantage of entertainment. T20 is the most uh, has been accepted as the most entertaining format in the definition that a layman defines entertainment as, because the average cricket fan, things happen very quickly in T20 cricket. Every ball is an event, unlike in ODI or Test match. In an ODI or Test match, not every ball may be significant for the outcome of a game, but in T20, it is. So the modern day fan finds T20 very fast paced. Like there will be boundaries or scored at a frequent interval, or wickets falling. And then on top of that, when you go to the stadium, you have like the loudspeakers and somebody some DJ screaming loudly. Okay, that's all secondary, but things happen quickly in a T20 cricket. And for cricket boards, it's a money machine.
Yes,
IPL, for example, is the money machine for BCCI.
yes,
PSL for Pakistan, BBL for Australia, similar, and so on and so forth. So people are seeing this as the way to bring in money. And T20 will also, I think, help the growth of cricket globally, because if you want to introduce for example, here in the US, if you want to introduce cricket, you have to introduce the 3 hour T20 match, because they are more likely to watch that. For somebody living here in America, they may not be appealed by a 7 or to 8 hour ODI game, or a test match that goes on for 5 days. So you have to first bring in the T20 format, and you have to make make the T20 format capture popularity into those cricketing nations, and also bring in the day fans and the new fans of the game. For them, T20 will be the most interesting. So if you want to bring them to cricket, you have it has the introduction has to happen through T20 cricket, in my opinion. Once they get introduced to T20 cricket, and they like T20 cricket, then you can start bringing them into ODI cricket, and then test cricket. So that's how the transition has to happen for cricket. If you want viewers for test and ODI cricket, you need to first introduce them to T20 cricket. As far as leagues is concerned, I feel league cricket is good because it has brought another dimension into the sport, in my opinion. For example, you wouldn't see players of different countries playing in the same team if it weren't for
yes,
franchise cricket. It has offered this advantage, and also for exposure. Many players, they can go to overseas leagues, and they can get exposure to other conditions by playing those franchise tournaments which happen every year. If Indian cricketers, for example, they won't be able to get exposure to Australian conditions in T20 right now by just playing bilaterals over there. You can't play bilaterals in Australia every year. They won't happen like that. But if they play the Big Bash League, they will get exposure to Australian conditions every year. So leagues has provided valuable exposure, in my opinion. Of course, most host boards will not allow overseas players in their domestic first class and list A tournaments, because they don't want to lose that home advantage, that critical home advantage. That will not happen. Another thing I would definitely propose for franchise cricket, and perhaps even for first class and list A cricket, is having a Champions League, where where the domestic teams of different countries get to play against each other. This is a way of providing good exposure to cricketers as well. I think a Champions League in home and away format, that too, and maybe have it over the period of 1 year. I think this would provide good exposure to cricketers.
yes. So this is a discussion of all the three format, but what is the present question is ODI is in a ODI is going very lesser as compared to Test match and no T20. We see the T20 all around, we see Test match all around. But what happens suddenly? All are saying that one day is going to die. But I know one day can't be die. But I think one and only proposal from my side, I think the CB series between India and Australia, that was a big example to promoting the ODI. We see there tri series was there between Sri Lanka, India, and Australia, and after that, two teams qualify for finals, and the three finals were played. So in that way, what you see, the regular number of ODI cricket was there, and that makes so excitement also. So I think ICC has to balance all the three format, make it, and in my suggestion, I think if you try to make one Tri Nation series, at least one Tri Nation series in a year, that makes a significance. Suppose, like in Asia Cup, several so many nations are participating. Just make one more Africa Cup. You can make it Africa Cup. You can say Australia Cup, where Australia, New Zealand, and other small cricketing nations can there. Suppose there was also one tournament was there. I hope you remember, Rahul. That was a Africa versus Asia match. I hope you see that
Yes.
match also.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
that
I've
match,
remembered.
India,
Yeah.
Pakistan, Sri Lanka player were playing like, and at that time Dhoni and Mahila Jayawardene makes a good century against African team. Then in Africa there was only Zimbabwe and South African legends were playing. So in that match you can say there will be a setback for ODI format. If you want that ODI is very boring by bilateral series, why not you make it CB series or any name of any cup? Or suppose you want to make it quadrangular series or tri series, make it very really interesting. Tri series between, suppose there will be India, West Indies, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, uh, Australia in a neutral pitch. No India, no Australia, no Pakistan. Go in Dubai, play. So I think this will make it interesting. If you are thinking, if BCCI or ICC is thinking that one day cricket is going to die, then why not? You can introduce every year one Tri Nation series. The World Cup
The
preparation will
reason,
be there.
yeah, I mean, I advocated for a lot of changes in ODI cricket. Actually, so far in this video, but I think the reason I didn't really talk about tri series too much is because it has this disadvantage over bilaterals. Because in bilateral series, normally you have a home team and an away team. In a triangular series, very often you have two away teams
Yes.
playing each other, and unless one of those away teams is
That's why
India,
I
for
called
example.
plain balanced pitch. Means no country
Yeah.
is there playing another country. Suppose in Dubai, you are playing in Dubai, and three teams are different.
uh, but that also depends on like which teams are there, which are the three teams, because if
We
one of
see
the teams is
Afghanistan
India, you
versus
might.
Ireland, India. One day, Afghanistan versus Ireland was played in India,
Yeah.
in Lucknow.
uh yeah, that, well, I think that was a bilateral, if I'm
Yes.
not wrong. But yeah, see, if you're playing in India, maybe people will come to watch any match. That's another thing. But if you're going to a non cricketing country, like say UAE, for example, and you have New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia play over there, likely you're not going to get much crowds or viewership for matches. Maybe from some from South Africa if you're lucky, but then with Australia and New Zealand, people may not even watch on TV, let alone travel all the way to UAE and go to the stadium and watch. So I think triangular series really depends on which teams are participating. In my opinion, it has that limitation in my mind, especially when you don't have a home team and an away team very often. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't advocate for tri series too much. But I think definitely you can have multilateral tournaments, more continental tournaments. You can have a continental tournament in ODI cricket and in T20 cricket, and like an annual one. And perhaps I also feel there should be a test championship for Asia. You don't need to have this isolated, but what you can do is you can take the World Test Championship points uh, involving bilaterals between Asian nations, and you can count those for the Asian Test Championship, and then whichever two teams finish on top, they play an Asian Test final
Yeah.
at the end of 2 years, along with the World Test Championship final.
Well, Avinav is coming and he's asking you, how are you?
Yes, yes, I'm doing good, Abhinav.
Yeah, so Avinav was saying that one day cricket will die one day, so that's why we make a discussion. And I hope, Avinav, when you watch our video in a mm, room where no one is there, then you will understand the significance of all the three format. Yeah, same to you, brother. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Yeah,
Yeah, happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
yeah.
Yes.
So, what is the conclusion of our discussion, Rahul? Is each format is equally important. You can't live without any single format. If ODI will be no there, the cricket will die because ODI is between Test match and T20. ODI is
Yes,
between them.
absolutely. ODI is between them. If you scrap one day cricket, it won't be long before Test cricket is also scrapped. And also, if you scrap these formats, you will lose more viewership in the sport than you will gain. Because, frankly speaking, as much as you expand the game globally, we have to be a little bit honest. There isn't much scope for global expansion because we're also expanding it into markets where there are all other established sports which are more popular. So if you scrap Test and ODI cricket, you will lose the fans, the core fan base of those formats. They will stop watching cricket for good because for a lot of people who prefer Test and ODI cricket, T20 is rubbish. It's nonsense. So they won't watch cricket if it's only T20. They won't be willing to watch. You lose those fans, but and you're not likely to gain too many cricket fans from, let's say, the Americas and in Europe, because in all over Europe, football and rugby are the most popular sports, and in South America as well, football is the most popular sport. Here in the US, lots of sports, other sports are popular, like cricket, football, American football, basketball, even ice hockey has a lot of popularity. And there are even other sports coming up, like lacrosse, for example, in the US, which are quite popular. So it's going to be tough for cricket to compete in this. Uh, in many markets with the established sports, even established sports, for example, actually having spoken about ice hockey, the NHL, that is struggling to compete in the US. Rugby is a distant second to football in Europe, and in Canada they mostly love only ice hockey, nothing else. And even tennis, for example, an established sport which is a global sport, it's not the most popular sport in any country. I don't think there's any country in the world where tennis is the most popular sport. So it's going to be tough for cricket to expand too much. We can maybe touch the surface of many of the nations, but to make it a full blown sport, like make cricket, I don't think cricket popularity will spread across Europe even to the level of Australia or New Zealand, for example. Cricket is not the most popular sport in Australia or New Zealand either. Australia, they like their Aussie rules football, footy, whatever they call it. New Zealand loves rugby. So there isn't too much scope for expansion of cricket. It can basically touch the surfaces and be one among many over there.
But still, Vinav is saying that RIP ODI cricket, rest in peace. I don't know how.
Well, it's up to the ICC to really keep the ODI format alive. We hope the ODI format will stay alive, but it all depends on ICC on the day. And in fact, I feel the less number of ODIs played would enhance ODI cricket more than playing more ODIs. In fact, because if you play more ODIs, there will also be many cases of players pulling out, saying rest, injury, and
Yes,
whatnot. So that is also there. Plus, when you have three formats, you can't cramp the schedule too much, and you will need to play the longer format games of ODI and Test cricket less frequently in order to make it an event and generate interest in those games.
Yeah,
So how many teams in American football tournament? Yeah, so there are 32 teams in American football, Abhinav. Yeah, America is a very big country, so all these franchise tournaments, yes, they have a huge number of teams in the 20s and 30s.
he's saying that you can't compare cricket with other sports. Big
Yeah,
statement, yeah.
look, I was only, I see, I was only going, Abhinav, I was only going region by region and comparing the popularity of cricket with other sports and what sports we would have to compete with in those markets, to be frank. So, cricket, maybe it'll thrive in Africa if we get there very quickly, try to spread the game. Cricket can thrive in Africa. Maybe it'll be can be the equal of football. Maybe, although rugby is very popular in South Africa too, let's not forget that. But cricket can thrive in Africa and Asia, in my opinion, the most. Yeah, my favorite football team, actually. If we're talking about club football, it would be Manchester United.
Yeah. Okay. Now come to Asian Games. Okay. So on three, India is going to play the quarter final and then semi final, then final. So three matches, gold is there, gold or silver. Rahul and the captaincy of Rituraj Gaikwad. We have Yashasvi Jaiswal as an opener. We have Umran Malik as a bowler. We have Rinku Singh type of finisher. Can we expect silver or gold? Can we?
I think we should settle for nothing less than gold, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Okay.
because the second string team there is Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, but
They are not
they
participating.
will be. I see them in the semi-final, in the quarter-final draw. Actually, the draw has come out.
Actually,
I see
that is
them.
a woman. In women, Pakistan and they are, but in men's, there is no team of Pakistan, no Sri Lanka, no Afghanistan, no one. Only
We
India
should
is.
settle for nothing less than gold then.
Yeah.
Even if Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh were there in the tournament, I would say we should settle for nothing less than gold. Anyway, we just now won an Asia Cup, where all the teams were fielding near full strength teams and with international quality players. We have just won the senior men's Asia Cup. So why shouldn't we expect gold from an Asian Games without Sri Lanka, Pakistan, or Bangladesh? We
Yes.
should expect nothing less than the gold, in my opinion, even with these teams, because these teams are going to be having their seniors at the World Cup, and so are we. So are we, to be frank. But our second string team is a lot better than theirs. So we
Yes.
have to keep this in mind.
Yes, now comes to the cricket of Australia. Of course, Australia squad is on, and Australia team is again looking like a champion. The way David Warner is playing, the way their players are coming, Cummins, Stark. Stark actually loves to play in India. Of course, they getting more wickets. When it comes to World Cup, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, these players always come and performing. Warner in a good form, that is a big thing. Smith is also coming. This is also a big thing. And big thing is there. I want to see where Michel Marsh is going to play in a middle order or in a top order. Where Michel Marsh is going to play, it is also interesting. Overall, we can say might be we can see again 2-1 loss series against India. Means 2-1 Australia can win it again.
Yeah, definitely, and they might even do it with a game to spare, because first two matches we don't have Rohit and Kohli playing for us, so the series might be over by the time they join the team for the third ODI.
Yes. Abhinav, actually, in this channel, I am just promoting cricket as of now because other sports I have not that much knowledge, and I think it is better you share the views on that you are knowledgeable of. So, in this only in Asian Games, we will going to discuss about cricket. So, how was the performance? Of course, women's also. I think women's match is day after tomorrow, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, he's asking some question from you. AFC, NFC full form.
AFC, NSC, there's no such. Oh, yeah. American Conference and American Football Conference and National Football Conference. Those are like two divisions within the NFL league.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't really follow the NFL too much, but I know that these divisions are there, and there are 32 teams. That much I know, basic knowledge, and every now and then I just see the scores. I haven't really watched any games. I wouldn't understand too much, to be honest with you.
Now let's come to the trending topic. Let's come to trending topic. Trending topic is if Indian team recall R Ashwin, why not Sanju Samson? So what is your views related to this, Rahul? Why not Sanju Samson is recalled if Ashwin can be recalled after 1 year,
It's a
almost 1 year?
disgrace, really, what they're doing to Sanju Samson, and they're giving him a third class treatment. To be frank, third class treatment given to Sanju Samson. Ashwin, who didn't play an ODI for 1.5 years, how does he suddenly come into contention for an ODI World Cup? It really stumps me. It's really baffling why they are bringing him in. You can't mix formats. Just because he bowls well on Indian pitches in Test format doesn't mean he'll be effective in ODI format either. And you can't, and that too, having not played for nearly 2 years, in fact, for close to 2 years, you can't just bring somebody in just like that for a World Cup, saying experience or conditions based on test conditions, that too.
Yes. Another topic is trending now. It is a selection of World Cup of Pakistan team. Trending topic is the way Pakistan is performing in Asia Cup. That was really unpredictable from Pakistan side. Now what they are thinking that suddenly Imad Wasim is coming into contention, that Imad Wasim can bat or bowl too. He is good in PSL. But Rahul, can you think that you can put Shadab and Imad Wasim in a playing 11? Actually, I like Imad Wasim, the way he is batting, bowling. But can you think in place of Nawaz, Imad Wasim can be a good option in ODIs?
Yes, Imad Wasim can definitely be a good option in ODIs, in my opinion. Although I'm not sure when he last played ODI cricket. That is a little bit of a problem that kind of matters. In fact, the last time he has, wait, I'm actually coming to it on my phone, but the last time he played ODI cricket was in 2020. Uh, Imad Wasim last played an ODI match in 2020 against Zimbabwe, and that was during the pandemic.
Yes.
So you can't suddenly bring him back during a World Cup and hope that he will perform well. I think you have to go with Mohammad Nawaz, who has played ODI cricket more recently between the two.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so he's saying that can Ashwin can play in place of Jadeja. I think we can't put Jadeja out of the context. Actually, he's not a batsman. He's our good fielder, a good bowler also who can gives you perfect 10 overs. I think Ashwin Jadeja Kuldeep is a good combination. Actually, it looks good. Ashwin Kuldeep Jadeja. Good 3 over spin.
It would be good, but frankly speaking, Ashwin is not an all rounder in ODI cricket. He may be a good all rounder in Test cricket, but he's not an all rounder in ODI cricket, in my opinion. So you can't really have him in the squad. If you're looking for an all rounder, Ashwin is not the solution
Yeah.
to it. So 2019 World Cup squad, yes, it was certainly balanced. Only problem was the number four in that World Cup, and of course, how they're treating Sanju Samson right now. They treated Ambati Raidu back then, so that was one
Avinav, there
negative.
is
But
no Akshar Patel. Avinav, there is no Akshar Patel. Chance is very less for Akshar Patel to come. Very less chance.
yeah, so to be frank, between Jadeja and Akshar, only one of them should have been selected in the first place, because both of them are similar type players, left arm spin bowlers and all rounders.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
for
missing Dhoni too. Yes, and
okay for
another
this
thing I
comment.
said is you could have replaced Akshar Patel, but why not Yuzvendra Chahal? Chahal and Kuldeep have a very good chemistry together, and they could have combined well for India in the middle overs. You could have had Yuzvendra Chahal, but the team management didn't want to go with him.
Okay, for this comment of Avinav, I am showing you some post that is showing the reality of cricket, that what our fans are doing. Just read it. What is
Virat Kohli fans are
wishing bad for India as
bad for
Virat
India
got.
as Virat got rested. Uh, Dhoni fans are wishing bad for India as they don't want to see any other captain winning the World Cup. Being Rohit Sharma fan is tough. Fans are wishing bad for the nation is what has makes me sad. Individual favoritism has ruined this beautiful game. Well, I'll say this: it's not all the fans of these players. It's only the real, what to say, die-hard, hardcore fans of these players, maybe. But most fans don't wish India bad for the World Cup. I can guarantee that. And to be honest, this is a total victim card tactics. Saying being Rohit Sharma fan is tough. In fact, Rohit Sharma fans also there are many Rohit Sharma fans who do not appreciate India's achievements under MSD or Virat Kohli. I know that for a fact. So they shouldn't be playing the victim card here and saying being Rohit Sharma fan is tough. Even when Virat Kohli was captain, they were waiting for India's downfall so that they could promote Rohit Sharma as the captain of the team. And they've been trying to defend all the failures under Rohit Sharma's captaincy. So, really, should they be taking a moral high ground? I don't think so. Uh, Rohit Sharma fans are as the hardcore fans I'm talking about are as notorious as the hardcore MS Dhoni fans and the hardcore Virat Kohli fans. So I don't believe in this whole taking the moral high ground stance. And me as an MSD fan, I'm not wishing India bad for
Yes.
the World Cup. First of all, I hope India wins, but again, if India does not win the World Cup, I will criticize and speak against Rohit Sharma. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a type of political comment. He's saying that yeah, there's changing the parliament. Basically, the parliament is changing. Actually, this is a manifesto of this party. They thinking that if we change the place, development happens. So I think in that principle they
Okay,
are
to
working.
be in uh, what the Indian cricket team.
No, no, it is a party, a BJP.
Well, to be frank, let's not go into politics
Yeah,
here. This is a cricket page, so
yeah. He's saying that USA
okay,
don't change the parliament, but in India the parliament has been changed. Yeah, it is.
okay, well, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I let's not go into politics here. Well, okay, you're a die-hard Rohit Sharma fan. Yeah, okay, I understand. But I'm talking about, okay, like what we call Dhoni tards, Kohli tards, Rohit tards. That's the vocabulary used on social media, like what to say, the blind fans of these players. There are players, while you may love Rohit Sharma, Abhinav, I would probably say, I'm pretty sure for you, the Indian team is still bigger than any individual. But for lots of these fan bases, for them, that individual, their idol, is bigger than the team. So that is a difference between Dhoni fans and being Dhoni tards. In fact, many Dhoni fans are also called Tala sons, or and Kohli fans called Kohli sons. That's also there. But the fact is, there's a difference between being a fan and being a blind fan, an andhbhakt, as we often say, being a bhakti of someone.
Yeah, and the buck that goes to BJP followers only. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So he's saying that I don't like Kohli. Actually, I think Indian cricket has been changed due to Kohli aggression. Actually, that is reality. Due to Kohli aggression, bowlers are becoming very aggressive. You see Mohammad Siraj. is another example of Kohli time, Kohli era. Still, Siraj
Yes,
is wiring.
absolutely. Virat Kohli's captaincy was a golden era for Indian pace bowlers and for Indian Test cricket, in my opinion. For most of Virat Kohli's captaincy, India was the number one
Six
Test
years,
match team.
6 years back to back.
Yeah, 6 years back to back. We're the number one Test team, so that's something that cannot be taken for granted. Being a number one team for a majority of somebody's captaincy, it's not something that can be taken for granted. And we also were competitive overseas as well under Virat Kohli. And we had a pace bowling attack. I remember even as a Dhoni fan under MS Dhoni's captaincy, our bowlers went to England and they got belt treatment from and the same story in Australia. Belt treatment is what our bowlers got. But under Virat Kohli, our bowling attack was able to bowl opponents out cheaply in their own backyards. So Kohli made that transformation, and he made sure that we had a pace bowling attack. Lots of people will discredit the 2018-19 Test Series victory in Australia because Smith and Warner were not there. But you also have to remember that Indian team also had lots of injury and form concerns with the as far as the batting is concerned, and we still had to face Mitchell Stark, Josh Hazelwood, Pat Cummins, and Nathan Lyon with the bat, and we had openers like debutants like Mayank Agarwal opening the batting. You can't forget that. And also, Virat Kohli made the pace bowling attack strong enough that we could capitalize on Australia's weak batting. Our bowling attack was made strong enough to capitalize on the weak batting lineup of Australia. So uh, that's something that many people not tell you about the 2018-19 series under Virat Kohli. In fact, if you go on social media a lot, people will troll Virat Kohli for 36 all out in Adelaide, which was a collective batting failure.
Yeah. Last question of this video: Rohit versus Kohli, who is best? For me, it's Virat Kohli. Again, Virat Kohli. Three
I would
formats
choose
today.
Virat Kohli as a batsman because of all the success he's had across all the three formats. And as a captain, two in spite of the five IPL trophies of Rohit Sharma in the IPL, I will choose Virat Kohli because he has helped improve Indian cricket during his time as captain. Even though he came empty-handed in terms of trophies, he has helped Indian cricket improve, which is also an important thing to do as a captain. Because let's be honest, as a captain. Not it's not all about results of the team. It's not all about the team results, and sometimes the team results may not reflect how good a captain somebody is or is not. If you look at all the bilateral records that Virat Kohli had, as a matter of fact, if we're talking about results, then you will see that he's quite a fantastic captain. In fact, he has one of the best winning percentages in ODI cricket as a captain. Um, so you can't discount that. In fact, if these achievements had been made in any pre-IPL era, Virat Kohli would be highly regarded as a captain, even without ICC trophies. Graham Smith was a fantastic captain for South Africa, but South Africa couldn't win ICC tournaments. Uh, had Graham Smith been captain in this era during the IPL, people would have mocked him, saying that he's useless. They would have made him look like a shit captain as well. But Virat Kohli has been a good captain. The only way I would say Rohit Sharma is a better captain is if India wins this World Cup and we win this trophy, because then that would be something big that has happened under Rohit Sharma, which could not happen under Virat Kohli, in my opinion. But if we don't win ICC tournaments under Rohit Sharma, I will definitely pick Virat Kohli as a captain, because winning five IPL trophies doesn't contribute to Indian cricket at the end of the day. That's a great achievement for Mumbai Indians and his franchise, but not for Indian cricket.
Okay. Okay, so his question that when Rohit Rishabh Pant is going to come back, most probably by January. By January, we can see him in South Africa tour, or rather, when England will tour to India. he will be featured. But most probably, according to fitness of Rishabh Pant, I am hoping that might be he will show his recovery status by December, and in January he will join the test squad of Team India. Most probably, it's up to the
Yeah, I
fitness of.
hope so too. I
And
hope he
Rishabh Pant
comes
will
back
get
during the
might
yes.
be Rishabh Pant will get wild card entry in Team India. Might be.
Possible, yes. I hope he does come back during the tour of South Africa. That's a very important test series as far as our World Test Championship campaign is concerned. So hopefully he recovers and gets well for that one.
Yeah, okay. Another comment he said, I wonder Rishabh Pant should retire. Yeah, definitely. Rishabh Pant, when it brings to 40 years of old age, I will say you can retire after making so many records at that time. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
of course. Uh, okay. He's saying, can Rohit Sharma play T20 World Cup? I think no chance because already India have gone ahead of Rohit and Virat Kohli, making a good T20 team. If you are making again Rohit Sharma, then this is a shit. Then there is nothing you have done in 2 years. I think you have nothing have improved. If you are bringing Rohit Sharma again, because Rohit Sharma is not a
No,
T20
yes.
player. No, 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 I
Absolutely
don't
not.
want.
He might have scored quickly in many matches during the IPL, but when it came to the T20 World Cup last year, we all saw he was not able to score runs quickly as an opener. He was grinding as an opener, to be frank. Anyway, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma shouldn't be playing not only T20 cricket, but frankly speaking, after this ODI World Cup, they should stick to Test cricket. To be frank, look, in an ODI World Cup year, if you're missing so many ODI matches, then imagine if there isn't a World Cup coming up. They will skip ODIs as and when they please. For that, they're better off just retiring from ODI cricket and playing only Test match cricket. At least maybe they'll have time to play the Ranji Trophy a little bit. They can maybe go and do some county stints in England during the summer. Go play county cricket, play the Ranji Trophy, and apart from whenever they are free and not playing Test cricket, then and but of course they won't play county cricket because April May IPL is there. But still, they can after IPL is over, they can go and play county cricket and then during uh, October to March period when Ranji Trophy is going on, they can play Ranji Trophy
Yeah.
whenever there is no Test match series. I think this should be the template for them going forward.
He's saying that he will be age of 62 when Pant will retire. Yeah, great. Okay, he's saying that
I don't
why
know how
I
old he is now.
43.
Why IPL? Why IPL is difficult from international cricket? Uh, Difficult or different, you mean, Abhinav? I don't think IPL is more difficult than international cricket. No,
IPL is very
it's
easy.
different.
It is like a ATM machine. He's giving you so much money.
Yeah, and in IPL, you only have to travel within one country. Not you won't have to go within one country for 2 months. In international cricket, you have to travel to many countries over a course of 10 months. It's much more
Yeah, this
taxing.
is an interesting question. What will be a playing 11 of all the time Indian team? So let's start from opener, of course, Sehwag and Sachin. I don't think apart from Sehwag, Sachin is there any choice. Tell me any choice.
I don't think so. Sachin is a must in a all-time playing 11, in my opinion. I would definitely choose. We're talking about Test cricket. That is, I think Tendulkar, Dravid, and Gavaskar. These guys are a must in
But I think he's asking
Test
about
cricket.
this is ODI World Cup. So all the time ODI is Sachin Sehwag. Number three, I am giving to not to Rahul Dravid. I am giving to Saurav Ganguly. Actually, I giving to Saurav Ganguly, left-hand batsman, uh, a batsman who can bowl too. Actually, Sachin Sehwag can also bowl. That is also liberty. Number
Yes,
four, of course, Virat Kohli. We can't make a team without Virat Kohli. It is impossible. Number four is Virat Kohli. Number five, I will give it to Yuvraj Singh. Of course, he's one of the greats. Another good all-rounder. And after that, MS Dhoni, number 6. Number 7 for me is Suresh Raina. Number 8, Harbhajan Singh. Number 9, I am really confused. Number 9, which will come? I'm
I
sending
think
for
Ravichandran Ashtra. No, sorry. Oh, this is an
Hardik
ODI team.
Pandya. Hardik Pandya.
Hardik
Yeah,
Pandya.
Hardik
Yes.
Pandya. And after that, three bowlers we have Zahir Khan, Mohammad Siraz, and Jasprit Bumrah, of course. I can't live
Yes.
without Bumrah and Siraz. There. This is our all time. Oh, test team. He's asking for test. Okay. If you are asking for test, then Sehwag is your first opener. And another opener is Gautam Gambhir. Gautam and Sehwag. Number 3, Rahul Dravid. Number 4, Sachin. Number 5, VVS Lakshman. Maybe backup opener you can use Sunil Gavaskar with helmet. Let's see how he
Yes.
will play with helmet. He played without helmet, so that is your backup
Yeah, he
opener.
might do even better with a helmet than without a helmet. If you can perform in those days without wearing a helmet at all, you can manage easily in this era.
Yeah. So in middle order, of course, if for wicket keeping wise, I think we have to go to Rishabh Pant. We have to go because we have to go through one of the best keeper, and as of now, it is Rishabh Pant. So of course, in middle order, they gives you stability. So this is our top one, two, three, four, five, and number 6. Okay, he was saying who was a Bhatta bowler. I think the Bhatta type of bowler was Shoaib Akhtar. Shoaib Akhtar, Mohammad Asif. These were type of bowler. Action was really different, and Malinga was exceptionally different. Well, so many bowlers are copying Malinga that this time. Okay, so that is a good discussion today. I hope Rahul you like it. Okay,
Yes,
here's another question.
absolutely.
Why Bangladesh cricket
Why?
never grow? Actually, Bangladesh cricket have not so much investment in new ones, youngsters. They are just putting a same player playing so many years. Now, what you will see suddenly when Shakib Al Hasan, uh, Soumya Sarkar is playing this series against New Zealand. Finally, I think maybe he will come. Tamim Iqbal is coming. So many cricketers: Shakib Al Hasan, Mushafiqur Rahim, Mustafizur Rahman. So I think they have very less good cricketers. That is a problem. That's why Bangladesh cricket is not growing.
Yeah, that's I mean, yes and no. I mean, they've grown definitely since 2000 when they become a test playing nation. They've grown a lot since then, and from uh, yeah, for nearly 6 years, Bangladesh didn't lose any ODI series at home. So they've definitely improved in ODI cricket, and I think they'll be competitive in the upcoming World Cup. So there's no question that Bangladesh cricket has grown, but it's not at the level of they're not at the level of world beaters right now. That is
Yeah,
the only difference, in my opinion. They still have scope for growth because cricket is popular in their country. So they will always find talent for cricket in order to go forward. So they don't have that problem. Another thing I would say is it is very hard to grow as a cricketing nation in a sport where there are three formats, in my opinion. It'll take some time for Bangladesh to perfect the test format because they're more used to T20 cricket right now and they don't play test match series too often. So it'll take a little bit of time for them to improve the test in the test format, and similarly with the maybe even T20 cricket.
yeah. Asian game prediction we already predicted gold medal. Okay, murder mystery of Bob Woolmer. I think that was an incident from Pakistan side. I think Pakistan was not performing well in 2007. That was really not a good time for Indian team also in 2007. I think that was another mystery of Bob Woolmer. I don't know. Okay, Asia Cup. I already told you Asian Games. We are going to take a gold. So Avinav, just trying to come before it, and Avinav, one more promise that you have done from Rahul and me also, that you are going to share the screen. So World Cup is coming. Only 2 weeks is remaining, almost around 15 days. So just prepare for screening share. If you share the screen, that will be a good for us. So, Rahul, thank you very much. And
Yes, thank you,
I
Kunal.
don't expect that you will enjoy the discussion. I thought that it was boring for you, but you make it interesting. And I hope, just like yesterday, many people will watch it.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, of course. And thank you, Avinav, for your time. And yes, of course, I will try to, I will do some research in Bob Bulmer. What was the mystery? Actually, I don't know. But in next video, I will definitely tell you. And just enough try to come early so that we can have a good discussion. So let's see. Yes, Rahul Ayer is a game changer. Yes, in my channel he is a game changer. Yes,
Thank
no
you.
doubt,
Thank
no
you.
doubt, no doubt. Okay, so have a good day, guys, and let's see what will be the update is coming. But tomorrow we have a great discussion about series, that is Bangladesh versus New Zealand. Interesting series is coming.
Bangladesh versus New Zealand is it Bangladesh versus New Zealand tomorrow? I thought it was England versus Ireland for some reason.
Tomorrow. I am asking tomorrow we have discussion. Day after tomorrow is a match. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's
So
saying how you make the
yeah,
videos interesting yesterday. Actually, yesterday we have talked about the changing of era. How cricket was part-time job in previous days, very less salary. But now we compare Virat and Rohit that they are just putting it like a part-time job and earning crores without playing a single game. So that was a good discussion that liked by maximum number of people. That was a good discussion.
yes.
Yeah, Avinav, I will try to bring meme also. If I get memes in during the World Cup time, definitely I will introduce it. Okay, so Rahul, thank you very much. Thank you, Avinav, for your
Yes,
time.
thank
We will
you.
meet, and we hope that Pawan will also come back in our YouTube channel. Then we will have a great fun during World Cup time. So yeah, he's saying and a video with a song. Song, song. Yes, Gadar 2 song. Oh please, it will give maybe it will create problem in YouTube also. So thank you very much, guys. Goodbye and good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah, Vinay, good night, good night. He's saying good night, both of us. Yes, good night. Good night. See you tomorrow, guys.